Good morning. So this will be part 5. It's going to be just a quick little video. I started cleaning windows and getting ready to put new seals, inner and outer seals in the windows. And our wonderful USPS now has my window seals someplace in like Puerto Rico or something. It said due for delivery today, and it said right up until last night at 10 o'clock, it said on schedule delivery Saturday. But this morning, instead of out for delivery, it said still in transit, gonna be late. I'm shocked. But anyway, so part 6 will be all about putting new seals in and rebuilding the windows. But this is part 5. And part 5 is going to be about putting taillights on. The taillights that were on it were not the originals, and they were really in bad shape, so I just decided to get something a little... they were cut clear through, so they showed from the inside, and they were like 2 inches deep, recessed into the inside of the camper. And I had all new skin on that, and really hated to cut through that. I was going to use well, originally my plan was use a 4-inch hole saw and just cut clear through and hide it with a box on the inside or something. But my lights came, and with careful measurement I realized I don't need it that deep. Neighbor just went by. So anyway, so I scrapped the hole saw idea and come up with something else. I'll show you here in a second. Alright, so there were 2 issues. One, a 4-inch hole saw wasn't quite big enough. It took like a 4 1/4 inch hole. And 2, I didn't need to cut through the paneling on the inside so that the light would show. So I hated to do that if I didn't have to. So what I came up with was using Forstner bits. Those are Forstner bits. They drill a flat bottom hole, and I was able to drill through just the 1x8 that's actually a backer for that light, and stop when I got to the paneling so that it didn't go clear through. Now the hole right there on the bottom is to accommodate the plug on the back of the light. It did have to go clear through, but the very bottom of the hole is below the gaucho bed, so it doesn't show from the inside, only from inside the bed. So I had wiring, as you can see right there. That side isn't started yet. I had wiring all ready for surface mount lights, and then I couldn't find any surface mount lights that would work size wise. So I had to get the recessed lights. So that wiring won't even be needed, because the wiring that comes off the plug that sits in that bottom hole will be under the bed, and the wiring will be under the bed with it, and I can connect to the back of the light right there under the gaucho bed. So I'll stick that in there here in a second. It looks pretty ugly like that, but when it's all trimmed off, it's not too bad. So see you here in a minute, I'll show you. So like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I do have one little run on my paint right there I'm gonna fix. I hadn't seen till I got playing with the light. But anyway, that'll do. So full disclosure, what I did after I drilled all the holes, I drilled inch and a half hole with the Forstner bit, a series of them around there, and then where the little points come out, I drilled a 1/2 inch hole to eat that away, and then I used a angle grinder actually to round it all off real nice, even in the wood, and it fits and it works and it's tight and it's not going anywhere, and if the other one comes out as good, I'll be happy. Monday I also ordered a new license plate light and license plate bracket, And that's due to arrive Monday. So it'll probably be here in June. It's USPS too, I think. We'll see if it even shows up Monday. Hopefully, maybe my window seals will be here Monday, and well, we'll see if that. I'll be doing windows next video, whenever that is. So, let's get that other one done. I'll be back. Hey, so I started off putting a little bit of masking tape on there so that the schmutz that I drill, the shavings from the drilling, doesn't go down in behind the siding here and hold that out. So that makes it fall outside. Then the red marker, these are Sharpie, and drew around the outside of the rubber grommet that goes around the outside of the light. So that's where I need to have my hole come to. I'll be back here in a few minutes. Okay, so we drill a series of holes like that, and we'll just keep going around here. I'll see you here in a minute. Okay, now that's the paneling. So we didn't have to cut through that. That's glue on there where the 1x8 was glued onto the paneling. Now we have to round these points off, or clean those points off and get the hole round, and cut the aluminum just a little bigger for that rubber grommet to fit in there. And all that we can do with the angle grinder. I'll be back here in a minute. Like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now I've marked for the hole that the plug has to sit back into, and I'll cut that out. Okay, so that's the plug I'm talking about. It has to sit back in here. And now I'll drill a hole down. That's right at the bottom edge of the support for the gaucho. So I'll drill a hole down in there that the wires can go down through. Okay, so the plug fits in the hole and the wires are down through. Now we got to get that grommet in there. We pull the light out, put the grommet in, then put the light back in. Show you in a second. All right, man, that went in tight. So I was waiting to see just what all would get covered. I got a couple holes here that need to be gone, so I'll take care of that. Okay, so with the tail lights on, I decided to go ahead and try to clean up the running lights, the marker lights, and get those on. These are the originals. They're kind of a mess, but they're cleaning up. I got a couple bases done and painted over here. Oh, and I'm going to put new bulbs in all of them. I was a little concerned if I could get them. That's the bulb. But the local Napa had plenty of them. So they're N6 or 67N is the bulb. So I got 6 of them. I got a new bulb for all 3 of the rear and all 3 of the front marker lights. So I'll get them cleaned up the rest of the way, and we'll get them on there. There's Gypsy. Gypsy just showed up here 2 years ago when I was building my Gypsy wagon. That's how she got her name. She must like it here because she hangs around a lot. Okay, there's the first one on. That's the hardest one to get to out there in the middle. Where are we at? There we go. So I put a wire nut on the hot wire and put a ground wire on one of the mounting screws. So now we got to get the lens on and on to the next. All right, and the way these work, those bottom 2 screws fasten the base down to the roof, and then the lens goes on. There's a little tab in the front that goes in a slot on the frame a little tab that's on the lens goes in the front, and then the final screw goes in the back up there on the point into the roof and holds the lens on. So to change the bulb, you only have to pull the one screw out and pull the lens off. The base stays on the roof with the other two screws. So anyway, on to the next. Okay, two are up there. There's a third. Okay, that's it. Short and sweet this time. There's the front. Running lights on too. So the only thing left to do is the side lights, marker lights. Hey, I'll see you next video. The next time we're gonna rebuild some windows and get those all put in, window seals. See you next video.